The allure of Gregory Maguire's 1995 novel Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West has long captivated imaginations, offering a subversive reimagining of L. Frank Baum's classic The Wizard of Oz. This tale delves deep into the origins of Elphaba, the so-called Wicked Witch, portraying her not as a villain but as a misunderstood figure shaped by societal prejudice, personal tragedy, and a quest for justice in the fantastical land of Oz. The book's blend of political allegory, emotional depth, and magical whimsy sparked immediate interest in Hollywood, leading to a flurry of development efforts in the mid-1990s that could have birthed an entirely different cinematic universe. Long before the Broadway musical adaptation took flight in 2003 and inspired the recent blockbuster Wicked, For Good starring Ariana Grande as Glinda and Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba, a non-musical film version was on the cusp of production at Universal Pictures. This early iteration promised to stay truer to the novel's darker, more introspective tone, exploring themes of otherness, corruption and power, and the blurred lines between heroism and villainy without the benefit of show-stopping songs. Yet, as with many ambitious projects in Tinseltown, it faced a labyrinth of creative hurdles, casting speculations and shifting studio priorities, ultimately morphing into the stage sensation we know today. At the heart of this near-miss was a constellation of A-list actresses who vied for the chance to embody these iconic witches, each bringing their own star power and interpretive flair to what might have been a groundbreaking adaptation. Central to this story is Demi Moore, whose production company, Moving Pictures, secured the rights to Maguire's novel shortly after its publication. Moore, fresh off her breakout roles in films like Ghost and A Few Good Men, was riding a wave of commercial success and critical acclaim in the early 90s. Known for her bold choices, both on screen and in her personal life, including that infamous pregnant nude Vanity Fair cover photographed by Annie Leibovitz in 1991, she saw in Wicked an opportunity to blend her producing acumen with a challenging lead performance. Maguire himself recalled the excitement when Moore's team entered the fray, joking that he could envision her, naked and green, gracing another magazine spread, a nod to the character's emerald skin and the novel's themes of vulnerability and defiance. Moore's interest wasn't just peripheral, she actively pursued one of the dual leads, with her producing partner Suzanne Todd revealing that discussions often centered on Moore slipping into the green-tinted prosthetics as Elphaba. "I think on different days she could do either," Todd mused, referring to the actress's versatility in tackling Glinda's bubbly optimism or Elphaba's brooding intensity. But in the moment, it was definitely for Elphaba. This choice made sense. Moore's screen persona at the time, fierce, unapologetic, and often portrayed as a woman fighting against societal constraints, mirrored Elphaba's arc as an outcast born with green skin, ostracized for her differences yet harboring a fierce moral compass. The project's momentum at Universal gained traction when Mark Platt joined as president of production in 1996. Platt, who would later shepherd the Broadway musical to fruition, found the Wicked adaptation already simmering on the studio's back burner. The project was already here, he reflected, crediting Moore's company for optioning it initially. Under their stewardship, the team assembled a dream list of talent, envisioning a film that captured the novel's literary richness without veering into musical territory. Screenwriters cycled through, each attempting to distill Maguire's sprawling narrative into a screenplay that balanced political intrigue with heartfelt character studies. Among them was Linda Wolverton, the powerhouse scribe behind Disney's Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King and Mulan. Her draft stood out as the most compelling, weaving Elphaba's journey from a mistreated child in the university town of Shiz to a revolutionary figure challenging the wizard's regime. Wolverton, drawing from her animated musical roots, even floated the idea of incorporating songs, a seed that would later blossom into the stage version's DNA. Yet, at this juncture, the focus remained on a straight drama, with whispers of director Robert Zemeckis, hot off Forrest Gump's Oscar sweep, potentially helming. Zemeckis' knack for blending whimsy with profundity, seen in his handling of historical fantasies, could have elevated Wicked into a visual spectacle akin to a live-action Who Framed Roger Rabbit meets The Wizard of Oz. But Moore wasn't the only powerhouse circling the project like witches around a cauldron. Whoopi Goldberg, the multifaceted entertainer whose career spanned comedy, drama, and activism, had her sights set on Wicked from the novel's earliest days. Within the first 6 months of its release, Goldberg's manager reached out to Maguire, expressing keen interest in producing and possibly starring in a film adaptation. Goldberg, who had just won an Oscar for Ghost alongside Moore and was voicing spirits in the Little Mermaid sequels, brought a unique perspective. Her outspoken advocacy for social justice aligned seamlessly with Elphaba's fight against Oz's oppressive structures. Whoopi loved the book and tried hard to get the rights, confirmed her publicist, underscoring the competitive bidding war that ensued. Imagine Goldberg's booming laugh and gravitas infusing Elphaba's monologues on animal rights and governmental deceit. Her portrayal could have added layers of wry humor to the character's isolation, turning solitary spells into soulful soliloquies. Todd admitted the temptation was real, but loyalty to Moore's vision won out, though the rivalry highlighted Wicked's broad appeal to women who embodied resilience and rebellion.